Everybody, this is Corelius Prime. It is Tuesday, February 21st, 2023, the day after President's Day, and we had a 2% down on the S&P and pretty much the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones as well. The NASDAQ had a 2.5% move, and you can see quite a big move down. So what we're going to be looking at is, I'm just going to go ahead and come back to Campbell Soup, which was giving some signs of a possible breakout with this weekly bullish that was elected back in February 6th, that week of February 6th. Was a little bit of a lucky play, I guess, but we had 51.55 that was added as another weekly bullish, and that seemed to went right above it, and then we had some resistance at 52.45, which is a daily bullish, this yellow line here, and we kind of dipped down and then went right through that. So now we're at this next weekly elected bullish, and that's acting like resistance. So if this can hold above this 53.25 by the end of the month, there may be another breakout in the monthly area, but we'll have to see. So taking some off here with the Campbell Soup, keeping the rest on if it's a possible dividend play, not sure, but it was interesting that all these food stocks went up, and I'm sure that has something to do with what's going on in Europe. So this was a great play. Little lucky, just documenting it here, but the weekly bullish that was brought down and elected really close to this weekly bearish, it was a very low risk play. So we knew that I was going to be wrong here at 50.10 if it closed below that, and if we can get above 51.55, which it did and just kept on going, that was a good play. Now we're coming up to the resistance area that we expected. We're still looking at this target at 57.10. We'll see, but nothing goes up in a straight line. From the last play, this would possibly be the turning point and maybe the top, and we may have to come back down to this February 23rd time frame, see if we get a low there, and then possibly go back up. But we'll be holding the rest, taking off to get the profits and holding the rest to see if we get some more extra dividends in the long run. So not a bad play there. The other one we were looking at was BEP, and that did drop down and through some daily bearish reversal, which is the light brown here. But we just had 27 hold, and the next tomorrow is a double directional change. So it's gonna be hard to see what happens here. Now, I'm taking a little bit off here, not half, a little bit off here just to reduce the risk, but I'm still expecting a 25.20 move down, maybe not in a straight line, but we'll see. Again, if we look at the monthly, the turning point would be in March, so it could possibly get down into March, and then see if it can get down, and then we can go back up. But March would be the turning point, which is a directional change. So if we go down to February, this may actually go back up the longer term. We'll have to see if that January low holds, and then 23.65 is actually the monthly bearish. See if that holds. So it looks like there was a low here, but we got some sort of play that's coming into March, and we'll see. As you see on the weekly, we had a turning point, directional change on that February 13th, which made the high, and then now we have it turning down. And a lot of resistance back up here at 28, and there was no new low, but I'm keeping this in just for my trading journal at 26.54, which is the weekly bullish, that if it had a new low on February 13th, which it did not, that would be added. That could possibly add as some support, but I'm not yet sure. We'll have to see if that pops up at the end of the week. But so far, this is taking some off here. It worked out pretty well, which is very interesting because if you look at the S&P and the Dow, everything went down. So these plays worked out pretty well. We'll have to see what's going on. I really don't have a clear good trade setup on the S&P, except maybe short term for a little bounce. But we are below the 40.5750. So I'm waiting until it gets down to 39.1820 to see if it does anything. Now we do have a small turning point this week, and this is the directional change. So you can see here, but then a big directional change next week. So this could go down a little bit more and then get ready for next week to pop up higher. But what is holding back from adding any longs right now is we're below 40.57. And since we made a new low, this 38.58 on the weekly, which is down here, could pop up as a weekly bullish. So it does have some supports in there. So we'll have to see if we get close to 39.1820, which may scare everybody. That may be interesting to see if we can get to that point. But I'll feel it out and see what happens. Right now, it's hard to say. We had the monthly, the high, and then we're going below that prior high, and we could go down into March. and see if we get a little pullback. So not really playing anything on the indexes. I already took my hedges off after this move, thank goodness. A little bit of luck, but had some good downward move. The Dow as well held another daily bearish here, but we're still looking at the 32.57 for anything, but we'll have to see how that works out. And we're below the monthly 34.006.99 since we made a new high. That might be some resistance, so we'll have to see. The NASDAQ, I'm going to look at the NDX, which is the NASDAQ 100. We had, again, this turning point, but then it looks like we have possible 2 days up after this, or if it goes through, it can actually, if this crosses through here, it can actually go 2 days down. Not great support, but we do have some good trend lines there. But this area didn't go through just yet. The 11.99970, that's a daily bearish. So we'll have to see if that goes. But elected 2 of them right here, and we're below the monthly right now. If we look at the longer term on the monthly area here on the bottom, you will see that directional changes will add a little bit of choppiness to this market. So not really seeing any type of trend except some possible big moves unless these things start breaking out. But we'll know more with the shorter term. Now we did, which was interesting, we did have a weekly bearish superposition reversal, which was on the January, and that kind of played out pretty well, even though it was nerve-wracking to hold. I had a ratio spread that was able to get all the way up into this area and just kind of held it till today and finally got out. And so that worked out. Sometimes these ratio spreads do all right out of the money when the move is so fast up. You just got to get it perfect timing. But let's see what happens. I really don't have any type of setups here that I'm looking into, especially what's coming up this week. But I did like the Campbell soup play. Got lucky on that one, taking a little bit of profits off here. This is not financial advice. I'm not specific for anybody. This is just my trade journal. And just taking off some of the profits while everything was down. Campbell soup went up. Pretty nice. And then BEP taking a little bit off here just because I'm a little concerned staying in this short. But if we get 27 below, if we go below 27 and close or shoot through there, 26.30 would be our next point of interest. I was hoping to get down to 25.20, but let's see what happens. Have a great week. We'll post more videos if I see some setups. This is Corelius Prime. Have a great trading week.